Real quick before we start, I just want to quickly mention that I have my first ever set of merch releasing tomorrow. More info will be at the end of the video if you're interested. Cheers and enjoy. On the 8th of September 2020, Nintendo alongside third-party collaborators Koei Tecmo Games announced their new Zelda game, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, a prequel to the events of Breath of the Wild. Following the surprise announcement, the Zelda community went into an explosive frenzy of excitement about this new game, not just because it was a new Zelda game, but also because of its focus on the Breath of the Wild era. Finally, fans could learn the true horrific story of what happened during the cataclysmic attack of Calamity Ganon, get a better look at the champions of Hyrule, and finally, be ready to learn what happened 100 years ago. Out of all of the unanswered questions and mysteries, one particular question set with fans: what is this thing? Yup, move over Baby Yoda and make room for Baby Guardian, or Wall-E, Zelda's R2-D2. Hell, I've even heard Eggy, Juggy, and so many other names. Whatever the hell this thing is, which is exactly what we will be looking at today. What is the mysterious tiny Guardian, Sheikah tech thing on the Age of Calamity cover? Oh, and keep in mind, these are purely just my ideas. No, my uncle does not work at Nintendo and gives me inside info. Or does he? Be sure to go grab yourself a snack or drink and send them in on social media to get them featured right here, and let's get into what grabbed the attention of Zelda fans worldwide and figure out what this thing is. Before the attack of the Great Calamity, back when the highly advanced Sheikah technology hadn't been manipulated by Ganon's malice, one of the leading developers in the field of Sheikah tech was Robbie, the researcher who now works out of the old Akkala lighthouse turned tech lab. Robbie loves making stuff with Sheikah technology. Even in the modern day of Breath of the Wild, he still creates awesome little knickknacks, whilst also researching what happened to the Sheikah tech. Back in the day, we know he was based more centrally, likely in the research labs of Hyrule, and going off his record of wacky creations such as the ancient arrows, his power-based glasses and backpack, and best of all, his robot Sherry, I don't think it's too unlikely that back in the day when Hyrule was flourishing and the development of the rediscovered Sheikah technology was in its prime, that Robbie, one of Hyrule's best researchers, made little machines like our friend here. Of course, this doesn't tell us what it does, but could provide a backstory as to how it came about. We know Robbie played a role during the Great Calamity, and it's fairly likely that we will see him in Age of Calamity as a playable character, so perhaps we will get a little cutscene of him creating this little guy, and then a playable level alongside the little creation of his. I think this would be a fun and clever little way to develop the character of Robbie pre-Calamity, a way to truly show his passion for research and development into Sheikah technology, and it also gives us a cool backstory to this little guy. My next idea falls into a similar line as the last one, but in a more game-wide way. Due to the nature of Hyrule Warrior games and their very different dynamic to the standard Zelda game, we often see in these hack-and-slash warrior games little text bubbles and sometimes even tips on screen to help us out. Obviously, this doesn't happen in the standard Zelda games, as that would break the wall of reality native to that game, but warrior games have that different dynamic to them. This is where my idea falls into play. I was thinking that this little bot could be some sort of tips and tricks slash help bot. Something that doesn't play a role in the story, but is there as a sort of assistant to help guide the player when unsure. Granted, assistance bots can sometimes be a little tedious and annoying, but if done right, I'm sure this little thing could fit in well. This could also double as a good way to help introduce newcomers to the warrior style games to adapt to their style, as I'm sure a lot of newcomers to these games will give it a try due to the connection to Breath of the Wild. Hell, maybe even an option to have it turned on or off could work really well. We'll just have to wait and see. We know that the Sheikah technology that was dug up and discovered in the age of pre-Calamity was a huge mystery to everyone. It took years of research and development to even begin to understand the highly advanced automatic machinery created by the Sheikah. We even know that up until the strike of the Great Calamity, that all the forms of guardians we see in Breath of the Wild hadn't even been discovered and researched. This tells us that the researchers and scientists of Hyrule didn't know everything about this unworldly otherworldly-like technology, meaning, and leading me to my next idea, this little droid could actually be a rare form of guardian that, due to its few numbers, never managed to survive the time frame of Breath of the Wild. I'm thinking that these could have been almost pet guardians if you like, little robotic additions to one's life. If this is the case, we likely wouldn't get to see in action, at least not for long, but might get to see some sort of cutscene before the calamity hits and when the land was still relatively peaceful. A look at life before disaster strikes. Who knows, maybe even Princess Zelda or the King of Hyrule had one of these, as if they were rare, they'd likely only be found with the hierarchy of the land. Either way, I think it would be really cool for this thing to be some sort of pet guardian Sheikah creation. I mean, we can't pet dogs, but maybe we could pet this thing? Shigeru, Eiji, please bring back petting dogs in Breath of the Wild 2. As far as ideas go for what could ultimately be something completely uninvolved in the gameplay, I was thinking that this could also be some sort of communication bot. As I've mentioned a few times, the nature and dynamic of warrior games is vastly different to your everyday Zelda game. They go in levels and stages with multiple events occurring throughout each level. A lot of the time, these levels are occupied by multiple characters, and a unique way to make the game feel more story and lore focused with its Breath of the Wild ties is to cut out the characters just somehow talking across a battlefield and using this little bot as a communication method, and this could even combine with the idea of it being one of Robbie's creations. Robbie could have made multiple little bots to follow the 5 champions in Princess Zelda so that when in combat individually but fighting the same overall battle, they can communicate and coordinate their attacks. I feel that this would really help to make the game feel more like a Zelda game, but not overwhelmingly trying to make it feel that way, keeping it still in the warrior style, but with more of that classic Zelda feel. It's completely new ground in terms of an idea, but something that I think would be really awesome. It's almost like a little radio, something that follows you around and allows you to talk to the other champions and characters. It would be awesome. In the Age of Calamity, we are going to see the truly horrific events of the Great Calamity, the devastating, cataclysmic rampage of Calamity Ganon, shredding down towns and villages like paper falling into a shredder. This era is going to be a dark one, and we are going to see everyone go through the highs and lows of this epic era of Hyrule. The Great Calamity was likely an event that lasted days, possibly weeks. A slow spread of attacks that kept building and building until Ganon was near victorious. Given the connection to Breath of the Wild, we will likely play a fair amount of the game as Link, and I was thinking that our little friend could actually be a companion to Link. Now I know, Princess Zelda will be with Link for a lot of the game, but we do see small clips and screenshots of Princess Zelda that shows us that she will be playable or on her own, or at least separated from Link, but maybe in the same level. Keep in mind, it is a Warriors game at the end of the day. These games typically have you playing as one character at a time, so I think it's more than possible that we could actually see Link on his own as a playable character, but with this little bot by his side for assistance in combat. Obviously, it wouldn't be a very strong companion, rather a smart one. I imagine it could run around the area with rapid pace, drop remote bombs similar to how the Sheikah Slate can drop remote bombs. It could also shoot little laser beams at enemies, a piece of technology key to the much larger Sheikah tech machines, the Guardians. If this idea turns out to be true, it also means we'd likely see this little thing become corrupted at some point, which could be a little bit of a heartbreaking moment, I guess, but we'll have to see. Thanks a ton for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to drop a like to support the channel and subscribe for more Zelda content. What do you guys think this adorable little bot will be in Zelda Age of Calamity? Could it be one of my picks, or will it be something completely different? Leave a comment below and let's get discussing. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, I have my very own merchandise releasing tomorrow. I posted a little teaser on Twitter earlier this week, along with showing off a few designs. So if you're interested in picking up some of my merch, then head over to my Twitter page, drop a follow to stay updated, and tomorrow I will be posting the link to my merchandise over on Teespring for its grand release. There will be 4 designs, 3 based on the channel and 1 of my own unique designs, so I hope you like them. The link to my Twitter can be found down below in the description. Another huge thanks goes out to all of my channel supporters across both YouTube and Patreon. Your support to the channel is very much appreciated. If you'd like to help support the channel and all of these videos, then consider checking out my Patreon or channel memberships. All channel supporters get their name right here at the end of all of my videos, a shout out upon joining, and so much more, so be sure to check it out if you're interested. Again, thanks for watching, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.